Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. There are 3 great stories waiting for us today, but before we start, I want to say thank you so much to everyone who subscribes to the channel and our first story for today. Team Rocket is here to make your day. So, hi. Just thought I'd post something. I guess I don't work here lady situation. I don't know. I just thought to share something that happened yesterday. If it doesn't belong here, feel free to delete it. But with what happened, I feel it sort of fit the bill. Maybe. Probably. First language English, and I will not excuse myself for bad spelling and grammar. It'll be my own fault for not properly checking before posting. Not much dialogue. This is mainly a small story put together as a summary of a day out. So a little backstory. This weekend started yesterday on Friday the 20th of our Lord 2019. There's an event being held by Nintendo Niantic for Pokemon Go. Yes, people still love it. Go figure, right? It's the Pokemon Safari. You buy a ticket, enter a set route by the event holders, and it's basically go to town for 6 hours with an upped shiny rate. I mean, by the end of the day, my friend who I was with wound up with 12 brand new shinies and several other Pokemon. Since my phone decided it no longer wanted to support Pokemon Go, I didn't bother buying myself a ticket for the safari. However, since my friend was visiting from the States, I'm Canadian by the way, to come and enjoy this event, I wanted to hang out with them for at least an hour or so on the route because apparently any normal people can show up. You just won't have these special catch rates or goodies and walk around in the safari route. So being unable to play P-Go and to have my own kind of fun, I dressed up in cosplay. Now, I hadn't touched P-Go in a long time, so I only recently heard that Team Rocket had been added as part of the game. So I decided to dress up as a Team Rocket grunt. My boyfriend also decided he wanted to dress up with me for solidarity and went as a Rocket admin. The day was great. The sun was out, and the minute I stepped out of the subway station that dropped us off right on the island for the event, we were assailed with the P-Go main theme and messages in both French and English telling us where to go. 3 colorful banners were waving in the wind, majestically each stamped with the symbol of individual teams of Mystic, Valor, and Instinct, and there ahead stood an archway signaling the first steps into the event. It was all glorious and pumped me up even more despite me not having a phone in hand to play. However, this is probably how and why people were confused as we walked in, strutting our stuff. While I am by no means a professional when I cosplay, I do my best to act the character. My standards are about the same level as any actor you find dressed up in Disneyland or Disney World. I'll do whatever I can to not break the illusion. People who knew and understood the whole cosplay scene complimented me and my boyfriend for appearing in full cosplay. For those who were just there for the event. Now apparently there are now rocket stops in P-Go, and every time my friend from the States needed to stop, we were nearly always stopped at a rocket stop. And me, being used to people staring, was right front and center playing with a prop Pokeball I brought along. People were whispering to each other, mainly moms pushing their prams and wondering if they could approach, and words of, "Does she work for the event?" could be heard upon the wind. And rather than verbally answering to any of those whispers, I merely raised my eyes, met their gazes, and waved, which caused most of them to scatter and hurry along. I didn't mind this, just giving them this unreadable smile that could either be some innocent thing or, if you get near me, I'm going to steal your Pokemon. The braver ones were the younglings, actually coming within arm's length before scurrying off to their mother's legs. So close, so far, but when I met their gazes, they smiled shyly and hid their faces. There were, of course, the fearless photographers who took notice of me and asked for photos, either as selfies, pictures of friends standing next to me, or even a short video of me challengingly thrusting my Pokeball forward at the lens. It was a good time, and if people wanted photos, I was always happy to pose, answer questions in character, even scare off a few kids, hearing them laugh and shriek as they ran away from Team Rocket. All the while, people were thinking I worked for the event/venue. I was always happy and ready to make someone's day a little brighter through cosplay, no matter if I worked for the venue or not. I personally didn't want to ruin anyone's fun, and I was having fun myself. Now, the one meeting that stood out to me the most was this one young girl who approached my boyfriend and I while we took yet another break after 30 minutes of walking. This time at a spot where you could take selfies with standees of Go Team leaders. As usual, people asked for photos of their kids posing with me and my boyfriend. This girl stood at the back of a small crowd around us, and when they got their photos and started to disperse, she just stood there as if she really wanted to come but was too shy. After getting a good look at her, I had a feeling that this was not going to be a normal encounter, especially with her mother hovering behind her. So, like in every other situation where someone was too shy to come, I was extra cheerful and friendly when I looked over at the girl, waved at her to come over and say hi to me. The kid was on the spectrum, and I could tell all the stimulation of the day was getting to her, but she seemed excited too, happy, and her eyes lit up as I met them and gestured for her to come talk to us. And she did. And oh, my heart burst from how cute she was, talking about how her day was going during the safari. Her eyes were sparkling and bright as she rambled about the Pokemon she caught and how she loved it. I asked her some questions, the usual stuff about Pokemon, just simple, easy things anyone can talk about with no rush to my voice or anything, just a smile, keeping eye contact, and generally being chipper, despite being dumb and walking around prior to the recent stop for 1 hour already in heels, in heat, wearing all black. For her, I knew this would be a highlight, if not the highlight of her day, to see something from this magical virtual world sort of come to life. I don't know her. I don't know her background, but the moment she smiled, it clicked into my head, as it always does, to make this an experience for her, as any Disney princess would at Disney World. Now, I ain't no Disney princess, obviously, but I got standards and a simple stance on the world. If you can make someone's day brighter, just do it. It honestly made me pleased as a peach to do it, and it definitely seemed to make her happy. We got a picture together, she thanked us, and her mom came to talk to us a bit while the kid went around to catch a few more Pokemon. She asked us some questions, and other people too came up to talk to us. But the main question here, which had come up several times during the day, and of course my answer was, "Oh, I don't work here, but I never mind making other people's experiences a little happier and fun." To which she looked so surprised, as did the others, but I just shrugged and smiled. I have fun, they have fun, it's all harmless fun, right? The rest of the time was generally the same. More walking, more stops, more photos, more of me doing ridiculous things to make people smile and laugh, and me having dead feet after 3 hours of walking in high heels. Cosplay is suffering. But yeah, that was the main incident that stuck with me yesterday. I hope she caught herself a lot of shiny Pokemon and is having a rocking time. And anyone from here attending, I hope you guys have a great old time too. Thanks for reading, and sorry for the length. I hope you enjoy your day, and this little story maybe will lift your spirits a little. I got promoted while shopping at a store I don't work at. So yesterday I was at my favorite local supermarket. I've been shopping there pretty much once a week for the past 6 years. I know the place like the back of my hand. I know most of the employees by name. I live in a small town of about 4,000 people. As I'm standing in the taco aisle trying to decide exactly how hard to punish my bathroom later, I picked ghost pepper salsa, so a lot. I'm approached by a woman who must have been about 75 if she was a day. SL will be Sweet Lady, M will be me. SL: "Son, can you help me locate the aluminum foil?" Me: "Sure, it's right up this way." I walked her over to aisle 7B. Me: "It's up pretty high, let me grab it for you. You want the Reynolds or the store brand?" SL: "The name brand, please." I handed her a 200-foot roll. "You need any help finding anything else? I'm a walking directory of this store." Sweet Lady handed me her shopping list. I spent about 10 minutes filling her cart with heavy, hard-to-reach items, and then I got back to my shopping with a smile and a have a great day. As I'm standing in the checkout, I see the SL arguing with the floor manager, Greg. He goes to my church. We're pretty familiar with each other, over by the express lane. I pay for my groceries and walk over to be nosy and maybe help out. SL is telling Greg that the big guy with the red beard helped her. I didn't get his name, but she wants to see him get a bonus, promotion, or maybe employee of the month or something. Greg is insistent that nobody by that description works there. I get to the counter, and before I can explain that I don't even work there, Greg pipes up, G, to Sweet Lady. "Oh, you mean Mark? Yeah, he's one of our best employees." Greg, to me, "Mark, this lady's been over here singing your praises for the last 5 minutes. I didn't even know you were working today." Me, lying through my teeth, "Well, Sharon, a cashier I know, called me and said we were slammed, so I came in on my day off." Greg, "Well, that's some real initiative. How would you like to be assistant to the regional manager?" We're both huge Office fans. Me, "Oh my God, thank you. Are you sure?" Greg, "Well, you've definitely earned it." Sweet Lady, "See, this is why I shop here instead of Walmart. Even though you guys charge more, you care about your employees, and your employees care about your customers." So that's how I became assistant to the regional manager at a store I'm not even employed by. My mom is a Karen. This is not a story about me being mistaken for an employee, but I observed it happening. Sorry if this isn't the right place. A little backstory. My mother is a full-blown Karen, and I try my best to show her right, but it seems to just be ingrained in her nature. Like, calls the manager B-words about people in front of them and just is an all-around clueless ugh. We went on a trip to Vietnam a few years back and did a tour bus thing for a couple days. We met everyone else we were traveling with at a restaurant in Hanoi. Everyone in the group was white except for one man, Kay, who arrived with his Australian partner and mother-in-law. They sat down with us, and Kay was chatting away with us, told us he was originally from Taiwan and now lived in Australia. However, after a while of small talk with everyone, the guide hadn't turned up yet, my mother, who seems to think all Asians are the same, asked him where he's taking us on our trip. Everyone else around the table stared wide-eyed as we all knew he was just another tourist. Kay says, "Oh, sorry, I'm on this trip just like you." However, my mother was in full Karen mode and continued with, "Well, yes, but where is our first stop? What activities will we be doing?" I then tap her on the arm and say, "Mom, he's just a tourist like us." And she goes, "Oh," and shuts up, but Kay lets out a loud, "Ha! Not all Asians look the same, darling." It put her in her place, and I'm glad. They got on well for the rest of the trip, though. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.